Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 5 of the Team Venom Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Rory Bailey, joined by my special guest and co host, Mr. Connor Franks. How are you today, young sir?
I am thrilled since you called me young. Um,
You're welcome.
the winter months are harsh on my
They are
knees.
harsh.
I don't feel young. Um, but no, I'm good. We're here to talk about wrestling, which always makes me happy,
Yeah.
as the 10,000 uh, former previous podcasts talking about wrestling that we've done suggests, and we're still here.
Episode 5/500.
Slash 5,555.
Yes. But yeah,
Wrestling.
so yeah, indeed. So the subject of this week, we're going to talk about people that we'd like to see in the 2025 Royal Rumble. And we're not going to go the route of saying about wrestlers that are currently on the active roster because there's no point. We want to talk about surprises and who we'd like to see shock, and both the men's and the women's Rumble. I point that out as well. When I say the 2025 Rumble, I mean it's an event now. You sort of don't differentiate between the two. It's just cool.
How long until the Royal Rumble is 2 nights men and we get the main event of night one, men
Two
or,
years,
or women's, and yeah, and
two
then the
years.
main event of two, the other one. I feel like they're gonna go to a point where the big four are your two nighters.
SummerSlam's 2 nights in 2025 as well, isn't it? They did that
Yeah,
random graphic announcement at one of the PLEs recently. I can't
yeah,
remember which one. Maybe Bad Blood. I think it might have came up on that.
yeah. It's a 2 night event, so I think there'll be a point where the big four are two nighters, which, to be fair, in today's day and age, would at least suggest that they are the big four
Yeah,
because they're so big they've got to be 2 nights.
absolutely. Because there is certain, like SummerSlam's got that thing where, for me, for years, I used to enjoy SummerSlam more than any show, including Mania. I used to love Mania, but SummerSlam I'd like ever such a little bit more because at the start of fucking hell at the start of the century.
Gather around, kids.
Around children.
Grandpa's gonna tell us about the turn of the century.
But like from 2002 onwards, I think SummerSlam had like a huge appeal for a few years. There was a decent run. It very much became a Shawn Michaels event, which
Yeah.
as a Shawn and Brett fan growing up, that was like a yeah. Because 2002 was his comeback match with Triple H. It was also Brock versus Rock. Taker versus Test, which doesn't get anywhere near enough love, but was probably Test's best match.
Yeah.
And that was when Undertaker was the American Badass, but also had like the flag and everything, like went full Patriot in that match, which was fun to see. 2003 was the what's it called? The Elimination Chamber, the second one, where they had Kevin Nash, Jericho, Michaels, Orton, Goldberg, and Triple H. Look at that! How great was that for my memory? Running that off.
That was good.
That was when Orton got eliminated and Evolution slid the sledgehammer in so that they could knacker up Goldberg and Triple H won.
Yeah.
Even though he was wearing those long ass trunks because he'd like pulled something in his leg, so he couldn't really do anything in that strenuous in the match. So they're like, yeah, just give him a sledgehammer. He can go in last, mess up Goldberg. They can have the proper match in a month's time,
Which
which everyone hated.
yeah, everyone hates on it. But if you look back at,
It was great.
rose tinted glasses, that version of Triple H, there is not a more perfect way for him to beat Goldberg.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that was at the point where they were doing the slow burn for Evolution's split, which started properly at the following SummerSlam when Randy Orton found the title in the middle of the ring and was declared the champion according to the WWE records.
He when
He
he
beat no one
he
to become
when
the
he
youngest world champ.
when he defeated possibly the man with the most world champions vacant.
He beat Vacant, yes.
Yes, that is truly how he became the legend killer.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, so obviously, we don't actually shy away from saying that that's just a little joke there. It was Orton versus Benoit in what was one of
Ah!
sorry, but that was one of my favorite SummerSlams as well because I was such a Benoit fan going into that, and that made I know controversy, um,
How dare you?
but that made Orton huge because it was like. holy crap, this guy's just gone from he's had one Intercontinental title run and that's been it for the last 2 years to now he's beat one of my all-time favorites in the main event to become the World Heavyweight Champion. And Triple H, who's the leader of Evolution, couldn't get the job done. He couldn't beat Benoit all year. He was trying and failing. So that was a great way to kick off the start of the breakup of Evolution. Obviously, the following month was when they actually turned on Orton, and then the Royal Rumble was when Batista won, and then did the thumbs up, thumbs down. For the benefit of listeners, Connor has just done that on the camera to me, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Well,
I really encapsulated the animal with that thumbs down.
yeah. But
While looking a bit like Sami Callihan.
And then 2005 was the Hulk Hogan versus Shawn Michaels match with all the overselling. And Benoit winning the US title in like 12 seconds off Orlando Jordan and all that sort of stuff as well.
Yeah.
But 2005 was a great SummerSlam. You know what I mean? I watched that, all those SummerSlams as well. I watched live as they happened, that was the cool thing. Because in fact, that's probably why they were bigger for me than Mania at the time. Because at that point, I would have still been in school and then into college years. So I wouldn't have been staying up late on a Sunday night when I got GCSEs the next day, or you know what I mean, for Mania time. So
Yeah.
that was more than likely why I ended up watching SummerSlam more religiously, because during the summer, obviously, college, no school.
And slams.
And slams. There was absolutely slams. In fact, I used to work in a shoe shop when I was at college, where I only worked on Saturdays and Sundays, and I can distinctly remember during the summer holiday being with my then buddy Lee, who I haven't hung out with for decades, and he worked there at this shoe shop too. Bacon's, it was called. Bacon's don't exist anymore. Sad times. But out the back they had like this massive skip for cardboard for all the cardboard boxes that the shoes came in and stuff like that. So it was all flat packed and stacked in there. And it got to the point where you used to have to put a ladder and jump in the bin to flatten it to put more cardboard in. So obviously, being the SummerSlam weekend, me and Lee set the ladders up in a way that we could throw each other off the ladder into the skip. And the most upsetting thing was I went for a Hardy Boys leg drop onto the skip. Not onto anybody, but just, you know, the whole, did the finger guns and the jump and the leg drop, landed it perfectly, and sank to the bottom of the bin with everything like just sort of collapsed. So he just fucking threw all the cardboard in and closed the bin and fucked off inside and carried on with his working day while I was stuck.
But it was that kind of extreme high octane entertainment that earned you your 1-day contract with TNA.
It did earn me a 1-day contract with TNA. I was like,
by God. Mike
on.
Tenay and Don West saw you come in. They were waiting for that dumpster. They were frothing at the mouth.
And then I went up and didn't do shit. I like that you got that in there. I'm very, very pleased that it only took 5 episodes for my 1-day contract at TNA to come up.
I don't like to mention it too.
I
don't like to mention it too much. I don't like the person you become when it's brought up.
Yeah, we were a TNA fan.
Yes.
No, a joke, but we both love TNA, to be fair. But yeah, so SummerSlam 2005 was that. 2006 was Orton and Hogan, and the McMahon's versus DX.
Yeah, we don't talk about 06.
Pardon?
We don't talk about 06.
No. But anyway, the SummerSlam, as I say, had a good run. I've been waffling about SummerSlam on a Royal Rumble podcast without going into the subject at all for like, what, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
To be fair, though, there was a period of time where like SummerSlam was the pay-per-view where the torch was passed.
Yeah.
And I think if Orton had gone over Hogan, which wouldn't have worked for me, brother.
It didn't work for him, brother. I was going to make that joke.
Yeah,
you beat me to it. You knew I was. That's why you got it in the sentence.
Yeah. I feel like that could have been another moment. I feel like it would have made sense, right? The Legend Killer to actually
absolutely
take out Hogan, but don't work for me. 06, was that also the same year where we got Ric Flair and Roddy Piper as tag champs?
No, I thought they won it a Survivor Series, didn't they? Because it was no.
No, I don't mean show. I mean the year.
Yes, Yes,
It was
because they were doing the thing. It was they beat the Spirit Squad for him.
Spirit Squad, yeah. It
And
was
the Spirit Squad were. I think they might have been tag champs at SummerSlam. I'm not
Cyber
sure.
Sunday.
Okay, yeah. So they won it Saturday Sunday. Survivor Series was that team where it was Ron Simmons, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, Roddy Piper. Ah, who was number 5? So close.
Ooh.
I'm going to regret not knowing. You're looking at the results, aren't you? You can.
I'm Googling it, yeah. I'm not going to pretend that I fucking know. I have no idea.
But yeah, they took on the Spirit Squad in, in a 4-on-5 match.
Oh,
Ric Flair,
okay.
Roddy Piper, Ron Simmons, Dusty Rhodes, Sergeant Slaughter. I think
Yes.
was that right?
Ric Flair and Roddy Piper with Dusty Rhodes and
Ah,
Sergeant
okay,
Slaughter defeated the Spirit Squad.
okay, cool.
Was it what was the stipulation for the tag match?
Well, they had a tag title match, and then they had a traditional 5-on-5 Survivor
Oh,
Series elimination at the bottom.
Ric Flair's partner against the Spirit Squad. Okay. So yeah. I can't
Yeah.
remember what the actual vote thing was.
Ah, okay. So yeah, he voted for one of the selection that would end up being on his team.
Yeah, so Piper won, and otherwise it would have been Dusty or Slaughter.
Yeah,
Do you
and
remember
then it
the
was that.
random match Slaughter had with Orton in like 2003?
Yes.
And like Slaughter actually looked decent.
Yeah.
Rumble.
Rumble. Right. So we've had a nice, pleasant stroll down memory lane
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
about superstars past, and
Let's look into the
let's
future.
look to the bright lights of the future. We also referenced TNA in my 1-day contract.
Rory
TNA,
Bailey is
obviously.
entering at number 27.
Yeah, this is it. The winning number.
Yes.
But what do you want to go for? Women's or men's Royal Rumble first? And are we going to go for what? 2 or 3 picks each? What do you think? How should we do this?
Let's do 3 each.
Okay. And are
We'll
we
do
gonna or are we gonna merge it and do 3 each, like for any Rumble, or just 3 for each Rumble each?
3 for each.
Okay. So we'll do the women's first then.
Yeah. Okay.
So first pick for you, good sir.
Jordan Grace.
Yeah, easy one.
Yeah, it's easy, but
Same.
I'd also when she's appearing, like she's gonna be in. She appeared in NXT a few weeks ago.
Yep.
For what looks like, I know they don't. Do they? NXT don't do war games anymore, do they?
No.
Yeah, it got passed on. I'd have loved to see because it was the big like it was Julia and Jordan Grace came down and all that. I'd like to see that as war games.
Yeah.
She's appeared a lot. She's treated amazingly by the way. She was in the last Rumble, as champion. Obviously now it's Masha Slamovich, but I think Grace will always have a open door to WWE from both the company and us as fans. Whether
Absolutely.
Jordan Grace, the way she works and everything, as long as she's on TV, I'm happy no matter the company.
Yeah.
So I think seeing her in the Rumble, seeing her, we got her and Bianca squaring off last year. I want to see her and Jade Cargill this year.
Yeah. Sound. Yeah, I completely would love to. Yeah, I agree. Jordan Grace would have been one of my picks, but obviously I gave you the pick first. So,
That's why I made sure she was the first I said.
well, I'm going to go with another TNA Knockouts legend who's already appeared, the first person to appear as Knockouts champion in the Rumble, and say Mickie James. I think this could be the year that Mickie James ends up in the WWE Hall of Fame, because a lot of her problems with the company in the past seem to be revolved around management, and it's completely different management, different day, different era, all that sort of thing. I think this could be the point where Mickie James comes back, has a swan song leap, either just a Royal Rumble moment or a Royal Rumble moment leading into a match for Mania and Hall of Fame induction.
Basically, the irony of the human trash bag man Carano not being there anymore
Yeah,
should open the door for her. Would you have her back with hardcore country theme or the
yeah.
weird that one? Yeah.
Get Laycool to induct her, dressed as the pig.
Oh God, Piggy James.
No, do you know what would be great?
Oh,
No, that's giving away my other picks. Damn it!
oh my God. I mean,
But
Mickey James come back and we get Mania, we get Mickey and Trish one last time.
yeah, I mean, Trish would be
Oh,
the
we
perfect
just,
person to induct Mickey, and obviously Mickey's husband's the
I
GM
think,
of SmackDown, so
yeah,
it's the
yeah,
right
yeah,
sort of time.
yeah, absolutely.
Because Nick
Oh,
Aldis is
see,
someone who stayed away from WWE as well because of that the management thing, and
yeah,
obviously he's gotten involved with the changing of the guard.
yeah,
So
absolutely. By the way, I know this is about the Rumble, but I gotta say, we always insult authority figures, right, in
yeah,
wrestling because they're
oh, he's
normally
great.
okay for a bit. They're normally okay for a bit, and then they get really either dull or pointless, or
Yeah,
like trying to be main evented, like Laurinaitis, etc. Pierce and Aldis are phenomenal in their
yeah, I
positions.
know. They are
Like
probably the
literally,
best.
Pierce, Aldis, Morella.
Yeah,
Like that's they're all amazing across the board. It's not like a Vicky Guerrero inserted into main story, John Laurinaitis inserted into main story, Ted DiBiase, that's wrong, Teddy Long just sending people to fight corpses. Like it's just
I mean, yeah, because I mean, most of those general managers were great at one point. Like
yeah,
Teddy Long had that charm. You know what I mean? Teddy Long
yeah, yeah.
persona and the way that he gave everything to every segment he was in, brilliant. Teddy Long was awesome for that. But in terms of how the characters presented, like you say, Aldous and Pierce and Morella in TNA are absolutely killing it.
And that's it. Look, I mean,
However, let's
look
have
at
a
all.
look at AEW and Tony Khan.
I I don't take a look at their product. I'm not going to take a look at their future.
I just
It's not
wanted to
for
get that in there just
yeah,
so that I can cut
yeah.
that clip
It's
out and that can be our YouTube short.
do they even have a GM or is it just like straight up Tony Khan?
It's Tony Khan, the Young Bucks, and all the
Oh,
EVPs can do shit, and it's
uh,
stupid. They had a whole thing where they hit um, Tony Khan with a Meltzer driver a few months back, and he ended up in a neck brace immediately and carried off. And he wasn't well enough to get to the show the following week, storyline wise. But in the middle of that, because he owns the Jacksonville Jaguars, he had the draft where he went to that with a load of AEW wrestlers with the neck brace on.
all right. I kind of respect that bit of
I respect
kayfabe.
the
In fairness,
kayfabe thing,
yeah,
but the
yeah, yeah.
thing of yeah, he could go to that, but he couldn't go to AEW the following week because he was selling the injuries. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, fun times.
I said Mickey James. I said John and Grace. I will hit you with ah. See, I'm
Amazing
trying
Dead
to.
Space content.
I know. I'm trying to avoid saying like anyone from NXT or
Yeah, I
you
think
know,
NXT we have to sort of
there's always
we
a couple, so you just
yeah
sort of
we'll gloss over that, but and for the
yeah,
men's as well. To be fair,
yeah,
although
exactly.
because I'm fully expecting Trick Williams to be in the men's one, but that's not one of my picks.
Uh, see, can we for the men? You know what? We've done. We've both said someone outside of WWE,
Yeah,
so let's limit each pick, right? Now have a legend sort of return that we normally get,
yeah,
and one from NXT, right? So we can
okay,
cover the board.
okay, we'll do
Just
that then. Yeah,
yeah. So for the women's from NXT, I will go with Julia.
nice.
I feel like it's gonna be like Cora Jade or Roxanne Perez. It's normally Roxanne Perez,
Yeah, I was thinking
but
Perez will probably be there
yeah,
anyway.
but I think Julia as she's just come in.
Yeah.
The fans are loving her. She's great in the ring. There was a lot of hype, and she's lived up to the hype. I know obviously there's Delta. I can't remember what her new name is for the boy.
Yeah.
Uh, um, but I think she's like too new.
Yeah.
But I think Julia's got hyped enough to sort of for Triple H especially because it's Shawn and Triple H,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? So for Triple H to go to put Julia in there, I think it would happen, and I'd quite like to see it. It'd be nice to see some of the newer blood in NXT go to the Rumble rather than the few who have already done that.
Okay. So if I pick, I'm going to pick an NXT one next then. And I'm going to go through. Shit. I'm going to go for an accidental twofer. So I'm going to say Wendy Chu.
And via that, help from Rosemary to eliminate someone.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
no,
I
I
can see
respect
that
that.
happening because it's
Yeah,
It's the spotlight thing. I don't. It doesn't mean that Rosemary is in the Rumble. Rosemary could be involved in like a cameo capacity and help her out, like you say.
I wouldn't be surprised then if we combined our things and whoever is in there, if we got two NXT, say Julia,
Hmm.
she's trying to eliminate Wendy Chu, Rosemary interferes,
Yes.
Julia focuses on Rosemary, Wendy Chu throws her out, and then that progresses on NXT. Won't be shocked from that.
Yeah, yeah.
Something like that would be cool.
And one of Rosemary's old rivals, Jordan Grace, is also in the ring at that point, and we end up with a big tag match for whatever NXT Stand and Deliver or whatever it's going to be called. That's at Mania weekend.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be great.
Hmm.
Um,
So Legends next, isn't it?
yeah. You know what? Someone who I was actually quite a big fan of growing up as a kid I'd say a kid. I was what? Yeah, over 10. I say yeah, kid. Yeah. I'm gonna say Lil.
Oh, I was going to say Layla.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah.
It's because I mentioned the Piggy James thing. My brain went, yeah, no, Layla should be in this. That's why. Then we could rewind this shit back. I do a little stabber, like where my brain suddenly catches up with itself during the Mickey James talk.
Yeah, Layla, because I think we'll probably get the compulsory Michelle McCool appearance.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
feel
In fact,
like,
that's what I'm going to say for number three, so that we get the Lakel moment. We'll
yeah,
just tie this in again then together. I think Lakel will be, if Mickey James is in there, having both Lakel in there, and then having Mickey eliminate them both.
yeah, like a full circle moment.
Yeah, leading into
But
Mickey going in
also
the Hall of Fame.
we could also get
Oh, I like how
those
this
two.
is split.
We could also get those two beating the crap out of Mickey because Mickey was in first, and then Beth Phoenix comes out because Beth Phoenix isn't contracted anyway. She said in a recent interview with Chris Van Vliet,
Yeah,
she has zero contracts to anyone. She could go wherever she wants and do what she wants.
yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised to then we get that little stare down just as a flash to, hey guys, see, we're just gonna have them fight. That's it. Um, and
Oh, you know,
then
it'd be great if by the time that we get to the Rumble, they have like full on TNA authority figures and stuff starting to turn up, and they get like Santino backstage talking to Pierce and Aldis or something like that, and Beth Phoenix is returning the women's Rumble, and then walks past and he's just like, "Oh, you son of a gun!" Like, all excited because he's seeing the glamours on. That'd be great. Just like
you,
one of those little
you've got
callbacks things to be
Santino
like.
Morella talking to the both GMs. He's calling them Adam Piss and Magnus.
Adam Peace.
Adam Peace,
Nick
Magnus,
Magnus.
Nick Magnus.
Oh,
Oh, send
yeah,
this to TNA. They need to hear this.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
we're
They
on
need
their
to take
radar.
this clip.
I mean,
They need to
like,
take this clip, send it to WWE, and go, God damn it, this is money,
come on, trips,
and then we
hire
will
us,
invoice you.
hire us, trips.
Yeah,
TNA hire me
yeah,
for one day.
yeah.
Hire us for 2 days, trips. Hire us and fire us.
Severance severance package and everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Unfortunately. Oh no, I can't. I was going to make a terrible joke. I'm not
Don't do that.
gonna.
Don't do that. Let's let's do a Santino Morella and move on to the men.
Yes. Yeah. So, men's Royal
NXT
Rumble.
first.
Yeah, we'll do NXT first. Do you want to go
Okay.
first?
Yeah, I mean yours is Trick, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just.
You
I
already
just
said
think
it, so we'll just
the amount of times that the NXT champions turned, like Adam Cole when he was NXT champion was in the Rumble. Keith Lee and Matt Riddle the year that Brock was in the Rumble. I think Keith Lee champ at that time, or
I don't think it was champ at that time. I think that
I know it was
was
around the time of his title run, but
yeah.
he'd been close to it. And like, yeah, I think Trick Williams is the guy in NXT at the moment, so I could absolutely see him being in the Rumble.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Obafemi.
Yeah,
Oh. I just think
eliminates Omos.
yeah,
Oba
no,
versus Omos
no,
at Mania.
no,
Yeah,
no,
I think we would.
no, no, don't do this to me. Obafemi can come in and clear house and eliminate many people. I don't want Omos near that ring unless they've got a direct, clear plan for him.
Mhm.
Like, if they're going to split the New Day, and we have Kofi v Xavier Woods at Mania. Have Omos because Xavier's new buddy, and he's the reason he beats Kofi.
Yeah, yeah, good work.
Those two could work. Xavier's got so much charisma for both of them, and you could do the whole AJ Styles Omos run that they did,
Yeah.
or you can have Xavier have a solo run and Omos is just stood there. That's fine, but
Well,
God,
since MVP's not in the WWE anymore, if Omos is in the Rumble, because he is under contract still, the only reason
he
he's not on
is.
TV is he's got no opponents.
Yeah,
And I do feel bad for Omos because he's always been a massive wrestling fan, but he's literally just restricted by his size, which is
yeah,
it's strange,
absolutely.
isn't it? Because like that used to be the thing that would propel someone to the top of the thing was the size. Now it's like, yeah, no, because there's no, we've gotten to that age where there's a lot of smaller guys that are at the top of the card now,
Yeah,
and that's good because you don't want to see everyone being a jacked up meathead or whatever like the size of Hogan and stuff. But Omos is someone that like if we had the Undertaker still active, or Kane still active, or Big Show still active at their peak, Omos would have been a great opponent for them.
yeah. Or even if we had someone like a Cena, like
Yeah,
who could have a full program. Don't get me wrong, I don't want Omos versus Cena in his last run. All due respect to Omos,
no,
but how Cena got like enjoyable
Umaga and
matches.
yeah.
I mean, Umaga was pretty good anyway,
Oh
but
well, yeah, yeah. But I
he
mean, it was
got
like
he got
Cena
enjoyable
works
matches out
well
of
with big
Khali.
guys. Yeah,
Yeah,
Carly,
Yeah,
Mark
someone
Henry,
yeah. So
and
exactly, he could get these matches out of the big guys that
the
were
smaller
just
guys can't. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, exactly. So I think almost could come good either when he's paired with the right person, which I personally do think if we're getting heel Woods, that would be
yeah.
the perfect person, or paired against the right person, how Cena
Omos and
was.
Woods versus Kofi and Odyssey Jones. Done.
I doubt it, considering Odyssey Jones is fired.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that. Shit.
Odyssey
They brought him
Jones,
up on Raw the other week to team with the New Day.
that was a few months ago.
Oh, was it?
For
Yeah.
the, to avoid landmines, let me say, allegedly,
Oh no.
because now I can say what I want. Odyssey Jones had the New Day thing, and then allegedly took wrestling home with him. Allegedly.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna have a look. So, the legends.
Legends. Do I go with what I want to happen or what I genuinely think is gonna happen? Because I think we can probably rock up with the same.
I think what I want to happen versus what I think's gonna happen are hopefully the same thing for my side of
Uh,
things.
uh, I th I'll
You
go
go
with what
first.
I'll go what I think's probably gonna happen for the. I think we're getting Goldberg in the Rumble.
Oh,
I think we're getting
yes.
Goldberg in the Rumble near the end. I think Goldberg's going to eliminate a lot of Deadwood.
Before you
And
carry
then,
on, I was going to say Brock ties in with
okay,
Goldberg. There you
I,
go.
now I think we're going to get Goldberg looking like he's going the distance because he's just hamming everyone.
Yeah,
Have him in there for a little bit because, he can lean in the corner, being hit by a few people for a bit, etc. And then make it look like get him down to like the final five or final
yeah.
six or something. And he's got a bit too much momentum, spearing the last other guys, throws somebody out,
That
and
somebody
then
happens to be Kaiser.
no, just have him throw someone out, like lean over,
Yeah,
and Kaiser then appears to try and pull Goldberg down. He ain't gonna
yeah.
do it, obviously, because it's Big Bill. Not
Gunther runs
the
in.
one from AW. Yeah, he pushes Kaiser, turns around, Gunther's there, eliminates Goldberg from the Rumble. We then get Gunther versus Goldberg at Chamber, which I think is what's between the two,
Yeah,
or whatever's between Rumble and Mania. We get that there because, have that be for the world title, but everyone knows he's not taking it, so it's fine.
yeah,
And then, yeah, that's how I progress it.
yeah. I agree wholeheartedly. I would absolutely do that. For my pick for the legend, I'm going to say Brock because I think he's been alluded to enough on TV over the last year that it seems like Brock's the one that Brock's might be back on like on the books or might be about to be making a comeback. And because we mentioned Omos and stuff, Brock's last Mania opponent was Omos. Brock could eliminate Omos in the Rumble. Well, and
Yeah,
then we get Brock and Gunther staring down. You could get Gunther versus Goldberg at Chamber. Goldberg fails, and then we get Brock versus Gunther at Mania for the world title.
yeah. I mean, that's definitely possible. Um, I think. Did you see? Oh, was it? What was it? It was a hockey game, like live coverage in Canada.
Oh, with a
And
giant beard.
no, he's just there. He's got his old school just little circle of hair on the top of his head, and he's like, "Yeah, me and my family moved to Canada now." And he has like a full interview at this hockey game on
Yeah.
television, which I feel like probably wouldn't happen if he was involved in certain things that were brought up.
I mean, the things that he was. The, I haven't seen anything that's actually incriminated Brock in those
No,
things.
me either. That's what I mean. I feel
It's
like
just that he's been associated and his
yeah,
name was used in
that's
messages
what I mean. So
between.
that's what I'm saying. So I think if
From what's been released, this isn't.
if stations are happy to have him on there for like news interviews and stuff like that,
Yeah,
that's not even about that. It's literally just, oh, you at the game. This is WWE legend and former MMA fighter Brock Lesnar and blah blah, and just like they would if when the camera always pans around in basketball games, you've got the random actors there.
yeah,
Like if they're happy to do that, then I feel like the media as a whole aren't worried. So I feel
yeah,
like WWE won't be worried. I would like to see Brock back. Like in the same concept of Goldberg, if it's not for a world title, I love
yeah,
it.
yeah. And Goldberg going for the world title against Gunther, I can happily buy into because of their interaction and how good
Yeah,
Gunther's been with setting that up.
exactly. Yeah,
And
because
yeah, I could see that absolutely being a thing. That's the only way I'd like to see Goldberg in the title picture.
yeah.
But
Other than that, give us like some fantasy matches or whatever. That's cool.
yeah,
That'll
yeah.
pop up every now and then.
So
Um,
So last pick then, outside of WWE, who would you like to see come in from? Well, we're going to just say it's going to be a TNA guy for the last pick, isn't it? Because of the TNA working relationship. Oh, okay. That
it's
didn't
gotta
pick up
be.
your clap. For the
Well,
benefit of those listening,
unfortunately,
Connor
my
clapped and your
wife
mic
did.
didn't pick it up.
So look, yeah, look, it's got to be Joe Hendry, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I hope, in my opinion, should he have won against Nick Nemeth? Yes, but
yeah.
that's a fan's opinion. I'm sure there's a long-term plan, probably because Frankie Kazarian beating Nemeth and then him beating Kazarian, etc., etc.
I'm going
Fine,
to tie in with this as well. I'd like to see Nick Nemeth in the Rumble as Nick Nemeth with the
as Nick
TNA
Nemeth
Championship,
as the TNA Championship with the
with
unzipping music.
JBL introducing him.
Yeah,
Because JBL's under contract. That could be where that goes.
I still think, yeah, I look. There's very few things in wrestling that are truly like full on. No one knows the answer to, and
Yeah,
JBL's appearances, not in just TNA, but in like CCW and these random promotions that are filmed but
yeah,
aren't like broadcast television, whatever you want to call, and him appearing in these. The question is he just having fun? It could be. It could literally be no payoff. But
yeah, yeah,
I don't know. It feels like he's trying to gather like forces or something. I don't know what for, but I'm excited.
yeah.
I think, yeah, I think, especially the hard way for it, right? Is the whole Joe Hendry thing is you say his name, the music hits, right? Everyone goes,
Yeah,
oh. I don't want that in the Rumble because I want the surprise, right? I
yeah.
feel like the crowd, I think, but we need a moment like the 2010 Rumble. You remember where Punk was on the mic constantly?
Yeah, yeah, someone like that, and then
We need someone on the mic. On the
JBL.
mic. Nah, he wouldn't get in the, that's what I mean, though. He wouldn't get in the ring. He'd have to be a
No, but
participant in the
he could have
Rumble.
introduced Nemeth. He could be at ringside with the mic. He could be going through that. He could do the whole, oh, my client's beat this guy. This guy, he's beat Joe Hendry. Bam.
Or we get Cena in the Rumble, which we will.
Yeah,
Um, and you could have it like the comment, like cued on commentary. Cena's AA and he's throwing people around, people he's beaten in the past, blah blah blah, like whatever. And then you could have the commentary go, "There is no one this man hasn't beaten."
and then
Boom.
yeah, that makes sense.
Because
Well,
then
that's about all
Henry
the
can
time
get
we've got. Sorry, man.
shut up, shut up. I'm
You're
taking
getting
this
killed.
bitch off.
We've run it out. We've got like 10 seconds.
Then Hendry and Cena get the interaction. Don't have to be a match. Bye.
Done. Okay, that's all the time we've got. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Like, subscribe.